Hi there, and welcome to Faith in Five. I'm your host, Reggie Wilson, and I'm back with another episode. And just to let you know what Faith in Five is, it's consistent devotionals that you can use 5 minutes every time I do it so you can help build your faith, construct your faith, and grow your faith. Fair enough? Great. So today we're going to be in the Old Testament. We're going to be in Jeremiah chapter 29, starting in verse 11. Before I get into it, I think it's great that we all get some form of reminders. We all need to be reminded. I just think about just the other day, I was driving on the road, and as I was driving on the road, on a local road, it said, speed limit is 30 miles per hour. So I looked at it, speed limit's 30 miles per hour. Then another reminder came up, hey, by the way, it's 30 miles, but guess what? We're viewing it by camera. So what does that mean when they're viewing it by camera? That means coming up, hey, guess what? They may take a picture if you're going over the speed limit, and you'll get a nice, cool ticket at your house. Has that ever happened to you? I know that happened to me a few times, and guess what? It wasn't a cool thing. But the warning was there. They told me in advance. I just didn't follow it, right? So today, it's not necessarily a warning, but it's a cool reminder of who we are in God's eyes and how much he loves us. In Jeremiah 29, starting in verse 11, and this is the prophet Jeremiah talking to the people. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in a future. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and I will bring you back from captivity. I will gather you from all the nations and places where I have banished you, declares the Lord, and I will bring you back to the place from which I carried you into exile." Now, of course, this was talking to the people at that time, and he was giving them a clear indication on what they would need to do to come back to him, and that he had a plan for them. But they had to turn in his direction. They had to change their course. It says, "I have a plan for you, not to harm you, but to give you a hope and a future." And he said, "You'll seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart." And he says, "I'll bring you back from captivity." And I love it because it's simple, because God gives us that simple concept, that simple plan on how we could change and how we could come to him. But the good news about it as well, it also shows us in a clear picture of what we need to do to find our calling. He says, "I have a plan for you to give you a hope and a future." Yet our future's in Jesus. The future's in God. But also, when we're not doing that, guess what? We veer off into another track, and guess what? We end up lost. But I wanted to share this quick story. I heard, not even a story, it's something that happened to me. I was going to the airport because we were traveling. So you go through the security and everything else, and we get on the plane. So as I'm looking out the window, and I peer down out the window, I look and I see all the men around. They put in the suitcases on. Everything's up in the trunk of the hatch of the airplane is open when they're doing it. I see big, these big carriers coming with gasoline, pumping the gasoline or whatever have you into the airplane. It was a big spectacle. But then on the side, as the plane took off, everybody's clapping and we're in the sky. I look to the side out the window and I see a bird. And this bird is flying with no problems whatsoever. And he's flying, and I thought about it. Wow, it took all these people and all these energy and all this speed and gas just to get this plane off the ground. But this bird just easily flies and glides, which is an eagle, right at the side of this plane. I said, that's amazing. But you know what I realized? You see, when you're born to do something, and it was something that you were designed to do, and you follow God's plan, it's so easy for you to do it. Doesn't mean it's going to be challenges, but it's easy. That bird was just soaring, no problem. While the plane, you hear the engine roaring, you hear everything, it's fighting for speed because it's not natural. It wasn't actually designed to do it. God allowed men to do it. But the bottom line is, when you look at that scripture, God has a plan for you. And you make it totally difficult when you're not following his path. It takes so much energy, so much tenacity, just like that plane needed all those people on all that gasoline to get off the ground. So what am I saying today? What I'm saying is simple. Do it God's way. Ask him, seek him, and you will find him. And he'll show you the right path so you can glide just like an eagle and not like that plane that needed all that energy, all those people just to get it off the ground. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you like Faith in 5. If you like what you heard, please like and subscribe. And see you next time on Faith in